Welcome to Tia's Table, where there's always good food and good conversation. Sit back, grab a snack, and let's have some girl talk. Hey, welcome back to Tia's Table. I'm Tia, a group fitness instructor and accountability coach for women looking to develop healthier habits so that they may live a healthier life in a low maintenance way. Before we even get started, I just have to say thank you so much for all of the love you guys poured out over the first episode. I don't know what I was expecting to happen, but I don't think I was expecting so much incredible positive feedback. It makes me excited, and it definitely encourages me to continue on with the podcast episodes. So thank you so much for that. I had people texting me, calling me, in my DMs. People even rated it and left reviews on the actual podcast, which is something that I don't even think I realized you could do until people did it. And I'm just so incredibly thankful for that. So thank you for everybody that listened, liked it, shared it, and engaged with the first episode in any way. Hopefully we can continue that kind of love and positivity as we record more episodes. So let's get into today's topics. So first of all, what is on our table today? I know I shared the veggie medley in the newsletter. The veggie medley is such an amazing fall favorite that should be on everybody's plate. It's so easy to do. It's very inexpensive, and you can put that veggie medley on just about anything, and it's going to taste good. I love beets and zucchini and carrot and red onion all kind of mixed in together. I know everybody is not a fan of beets, and I totally get that. So if you don't like beets, you can always swap those out with anything else. But try to keep the carrots and the red onions, because that's what makes the veggie medley sing, in my opinion. I like having the veggie medley with eggs in the morning. I know I've shared that before on Instagram. I love it in the morning. You can even make it as an omelet, and it's super good. Like a roasted veggie omelet is absolutely delicious. You could use that veggie medley as a snack. So let's say you make it first thing in the morning. It's a good thing to have just all throughout the day to kind of snack on if you don't have time to sit down and have like a proper meal. I love snacking on roasted veggies all throughout the day. You could also, of course, use it as a side at dinner with whatever your choice of protein is. But then you know what a good remix is on a roasted veggie medley? Okay, so girl, you roast those veggies, right? Let's say you roasted them on a Monday. Okay, well now Tuesday, you don't want to eat them as roasted veggies again. Girl, you toss those veggies in a skillet with your favorite stir fry sauce. You toss some shrimp in there, cook, because you know the shrimp are going to cook fast and your veggies are not going to recook themselves. And sometimes I feel like I have to break these things down for people who don't cook as much. But yeah, you can kind of saute that up, and now you have a whole new meal. You have a veggie stir fry. And if you want to, you could always put that over rice, and boom, you got a whole new meal. Veggie medleys are the way to go. And right now, this time of year is the perfect time to just dive right into all the veggies, roast them. People have already made them and shared them with me, and they're putting Brussels sprouts in them. They're putting broccoli in them, and they all look so good. So if you have not tried the veggie medley, I highly recommend that you do so. You can also do it as a one-sheet pan for dinner. So you do the veggie medleys, and then you go ahead and put your protein on there too. Now, if you're going to do that, though, I always say, try to do like bite-sized pieces of chicken or shrimp or sausage or whatever. Make sure you slice it and break it down so that the cook time is still pretty fast and your protein gets cooked pretty even along with the vegetables. If you put these roasted veggies in with something that's thick like a chicken thigh, girl, you're going to have to watch it. Like you're going to have to watch it. And sometimes I don't like having to watch my food. I'm already watching all these children. I don't like to have to watch my food too. So keep that in mind. If you're going to do a one sheet pan, make sure whatever protein you add to the veggie medley is something that can easily have the same cook time on the same temperature as the veggies themselves. You will not regret trying the veggie medley. So we also talked about food guilt. in the newsletter. And so I'm going to share something else that I ate that was absolutely delicious, that is not healthy, only because it fits the theme of what we're talking about right now. Okay, so my husband and I went out to lunch one Saturday. We live in a very cute small town just outside of Atlanta. And our downtown area, it's a square. They call it the square. The square has a lot of locally owned and operated restaurants that are not chains. And that is my absolute most favorite thing, probably, about where I live. One of the places has a brisket sandwich that has an egg on it. And you already know how I feel about my runny eggs. It has an egg on it. It had smashed hash browns. And then it had some type of sauce that I can't even describe to you, but it's like that sauce just brought it all together. And it was on a brioche bun, and they served it with French fries that were seasoned just perfectly and cooked like exactly the way you want a French fry to be cooked, which, you know, people will be like, what is she talking about? All French fries are not the same. And if you like French fries, if you are a French fry connoisseur, then you know a good French fry from like a stepped on French fry. That they were perfect. That sandwich was so good. As I was eating it, I said to myself, oh, I have to come back and do this again. Like, this will not be the last time that me and this sandwich have a go at it with one another. Like, I'll be back. I will be back. It was just so good, which brings us to our topic of the month, one of our topics for the month, which was food guilt and being able to eat the things you love without letting them drag you down, without feeling bad about it. That is something that I think a lot of people deal with, especially once you start a health and wellness journey and you get into the habit of eating really clean and you're eating good, healthy meals all the time. At some point, I think mentally it becomes difficult to enjoy the foods you used to eat. And this is something that I talk to my ladies that I coach with pretty often, being able to just enjoy the things you used to love without that feeling of guilt or feeling like you're eating off plan or like you're falling off the wagon. Because you don't want to get to a place where now you have a bad relationship with the foods that bring you joy. And it's totally okay for food to bring you joy. So let's start there. It's okay for you to find comfort in eating certain foods. We just don't want to overdo it, right? And everything is okay in moderation. So let's get that out the way. But let's start with, where does food guilt come from? I think food guilt comes from just being completely aware of what you're putting into your body. I think food guilt comes from the fact that once you know better and you're trying to do better, you want to do that more often than not. But for whatever reason, you could eat clean all week. And I know somebody can relate to this. You could eat clean all week and you know in your mind you ate clean all week. On Saturday, you could eat that brisket sandwich I just told you about. And for whatever reason, you will feel bad like I shouldn't have been, like you're cheating on the clean food with this really good sandwich you just ate. And you shouldn't feel like that. You shouldn't feel like you're cheating on healthy food with this one meal you're having once a week. Ways that you can kind of avoid feeling the guilt is, number one, I always tell everyone to plan your treat meal. So I don't like to use the word cheat meal because that subconsciously, that makes us feel like it's something that we shouldn't be doing. So I always like to say treat meal, like I'm treating myself to this delicious thing because I've been thinking about it all week, or it's going to make me happy, it's going to make me feel good, and all of these things are okay. So I'm going to treat myself to this meal. Now, a treat meal, and I think this is where a lot of people kind of get it a little twisted, so let's talk about it. A treat meal, it's different than a treat day, right? I hear a lot of people use the term cheat day. Like, this is my cheat day. I can eat whatever I want. Ooh, no, sis, you don't want to do that. Because if you have a cheat day or if you treat yourself to things all day, that will kind of undo all of the good work you've done all week. So you want to get into the habit of allowing yourself to have a treat meal, something that you've craved all week. You're excited to have it. You know exactly where you're going to go get it from. You have that meal and then you go right back to eating clean at your very next meal. This allows us to have the things that we love without completely sabotaging ourselves. When we allow ourselves to have a treat day, it actually helps us stay really consistent, and it helps us move forward into a new week of eating new clean meals without feeling like we're missing out on anything. And believe it or not, one or two, depending on how you're eating, one or two treat meals a week is more than enough to keep you going and keep you from feeling like you're having some type of FOMO with food, right? Because you don't want to feel like you're ever missing out. You want to feel like you're getting a good enough balance. So another tip is to eat an 80-20 meal plan or a 90-10, depending on what your goals are and what you're working towards right now. If you eat an 80-20 lifestyle eating plan, I don't like to use the D word, D-I-E-T. I don't like to say that word. But if you are eating an 80-20 meal plan, that means that 80% of the food that you're eating is going to be clean, whole foods that are good for you, that give you lots of fiber, they give your body lots of energy, you don't have any type of sugar crash, and you're properly hydrated too on top of all of this, and you're making those good choices 80% of the time. So 20% of the time, you could be eating kind of whatever you wanted. As long as your activity level is high enough to kind of do the 80-20, like, girl, you're solid. You don't have to worry about being perfect all the time. You're perfect enough to see change, or I wouldn't say perfect. You're eating well enough to see change, but you're still allowing yourself to have the things you really love and enjoy so that you don't feel like it's an all or nothing situation. Because let me tell you where all or nothing leads you, right off the wagon. Now you're not doing anything and you're eating all the things. Because once someone tells you you can't have something, you either respond to that in one of two ways. From my personal research and my experience, people either dive all the way in and they're like, nope, I'm never eating such and such ever again. That's one way people respond. Or people just completely do the opposite of whatever that is because they mentally tell themselves that they can't do it. And neither one of those is a healthy response to trying to live a healthier life. You want to have some type of balance that works for you. So I always recommend the 80-20 or the 90-10, depending on what your current goals are. Drinking your water and doing your workouts also really helps with the idea of any type of food guilt. So when we're thinking about the fact that we want to eat something, or we know we're going on a trip where maybe we'll have a couple of days of eating out, when you sit down to eat whatever it is that you've decided is going to be your treat for the week, remind yourself that, oh, I work out and I eat well all the time. Like, it's okay for me to have just this one thing, this one time, because literally everything else I ate all week was so incredibly healthy that I know, and sometimes you do have to have these conversations with yourself in your mind, I know that this one meal is not going to totally derail me. Eating this one meal once a week is not going to make me gain all of my weight back, right? We have to kind of remind ourselves that we are practicing good habits, because those good habits will lead us to where we want to go. And we just know that one meal, one time, once a week isn't going to be enough to kind of take us back to where we started. So try to remember that too, that all of the other habits that you're developing, as far as getting really good sleep, working out, drinking water, all of those will help you in your eating things that you actually like and want to eat. Not that you don't like eating healthy foods, because girl, I know you do. I know you like eating healthy foods. Everybody loves a nice healthy breakfast, healthy lunch, and healthy dinner every single day. But on the weekends, when you're actually eating the stuff that you want to eat, which for me is normally Chinese takeout or some type of burger with fries or sandwich with fries, I know, like, girl, all week you worked out and you drank water. So there's no reason for you to feel bad about eating this one thing, because it's not even going to sit with you that long because you're so properly hydrated, girl, and your metabolism is doing what metabolism is supposed to do. So we don't have to feel bad about this one meal. Try to avoid eating late at night. I think this is probably where the most food guilt comes from for most people. If you're eating and snacking late at night, And by late at night, I mean anytime that you probably would be asleep, but you're not, and you're up and you're watching TV, you're watching movies, and you find that you're starting to get hungry again because you've been up for so long at this point, and you're eating something that maybe is not the best choice. And let's face it, anytime you eat late at night, it rarely ever is something healthy. I don't know that I've ever heard someone say, oh, I was up late binge watching a show on Netflix and I got an apple and peanut butter. Nobody is saying that to me. They're like, girl, I was eating chips and dip, or I was eating popcorn. And it's not like the healthy skinny popcorn. It'll be like for real movie theater butter popcorn. Or maybe they warm up leftovers from earlier in the day because you're eating and watching TV. And that's something that makes you feel really, really good, but it's not necessarily the best choice. Most things that you do after bedtime come with some type of regret as far as eating is related, right? Nothing that you eat after midnight is probably going to be a good choice. You know, when you think about the rules you probably grew up with as far as like your curfew was concerned, and your parents would tell you, oh, nothing good happens after 11:30. Nothing good happens after midnight. It's the same thing with these foods and these snacks. Anything that you're eating super late at night is probably like ice cream, or it's probably like a cocktail or wine or something that's empty calories, loaded with sugar, or is processed, and it's just not the best choice. And that comes with regret, because the next morning you wake up and you say to yourself, man, I didn't have no business eating, chips and dip at 11:30 at night. But what happened was I started watching The Maid on Netflix, and it got good. And so then I stayed up late, and then I needed a snack, and chips and dip. I mean, it's just easy. It's just easy. It practically finds its way into your mouth without you even thinking about it. But it does come with some type of regret. So if we can avoid late night snacking, choosing to drink water or choosing a healthy snack that's full of fiber, if you can do it, there are some really delicious sushi flavored tempura chips that I love. You have to order them on Amazon. And if you like sushi and if you like a spicy snack, they are good for you. They are a good choice. Opting for something like that, or like veggie straws, or something that you just know is a better choice. If you're going to late night snack, try to make it the best possible choice that you can make. But, avoiding that altogether would kind of help alleviate us of a little bit of guilt. I think we talked on Instagram about sneaking and eating. I feel like I said on Instagram, girl, if you see me sitting in the Target parking lot eating some Chick-fil-A, mind your business. Like, just act like you don't even see me, because chances are I'm already feeling bad about doing that, even though in the moment it probably is making me feel good and I'm happy and I'm enjoying it. Listen, I love the Read podcast. So when I'm out running errands, especially on a beautiful day, now that it's fall and the weather is so nice, I'm sitting in my car, I'm happy, I'm listening to the Read. I drive through Chick-fil-A because they always gonna get your order right. I'm sitting in somebody's parking lot enjoying my meal before I go into my next store. And I'm just all consumed in the joy of being alone, listening to my own thoughts or whatever I'm listening to, and eating my food. But I do throw away the evidence of that meal before I make it back home, because I don't want anybody to know. And chances are, if you have to get rid of the evidence or you're doing it, it feels like you're eating behind people's backs. If you're doing that, then it's probably a little bit of guilt associated with that. I always like to tell people it's okay to do that once or twice a month, but if you find yourself sneaking and eating on a regular basis, then that is a habit that you have created for yourself, and we have to kind of work to get out of the habit of being in somebody's drive-through and doing that so often. One way to help keep yourself out of the drive-thrus is to keep a snack on you. So if you're out like me and you're running errand after errand for what feels like half of the day, I love carrying my snack of choice is pecans. I love having pecans in my car, and I munch on those with water if I feel like I'm going to be tempted to stop or go through someone's drive-thru, and I'll munch on those and drink water while I'm out to keep myself from doing that. Because I don't want to feel bad And also, if we're keeping it all the way real, what truly ends up happening with that is you'll sneak and eat. Then you'll get home and you got to feed your family. And you know what, girl? We are turning around and we are eating with our family too. We are. Everyone's doing it. You're eating while you're out in peace. Then when you get home, depending on what's going on at home, you probably are eating again too. So before you know it, you've probably consumed a full day's worth of calories and you haven't even had dinner yet. So let's try to keep our sneaking and eating also to a minimum. And that could be eating in your car or eating late night. That's anytime you feel like you are eating and you're not necessarily being open about it. It's not at a proper meal time where you're eating with your family or eating a meal that you technically should be eating. Hopefully that helps with some of the food guilt. I know it's hard to not feel bad because mentally, once you're in a different space and you are aware of the things that you're putting into your body, it's just hard to not think about it. But try to give yourself grace, be easy on yourself, and start thinking about those meals as treats to yourself. And make sure that you're planning for those meals. So when you are meal planning for the week, write down, like if you know you're going out to eat on a Friday night, write down for Friday, you're going to this place and this is what you're going to get. And it helps to alleviate yourself of negative thoughts towards food when you feel like, no, this is what we planned for. Like, this is what we came to do. So I don't need to feel bad about this because I knew on Sunday night that on Friday I was coming to this restaurant and I was eating this really delicious brisket sandwich, you know? So try to think of it that way. Hopefully that helps. If you have any other questions about food guilt, or if you feel like you need additional help with that, you can always reach me in my DMs on Instagram. Okay, so now we're going to move into something different and new. If you received this episode in an email today, chances are you saw another newsletter and it had a section in there all about fall fashion. Now, fall is my absolute most favorite season out of all of the seasons. I know people really love summer. I'm not sure why, because girl, it's hot, you're sweaty, you can't really do anything. Even if you go on vacation, you end up being sunburnt, and it's a whole lot. Whereas fall is like, you can go out, you can be in the world. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. You are comfortable. You can run errands with ease. You can wrangle children without breaking a sweat. And it is my most favorite time of the year. And one of the things that I love about fall is just the things we get to wear. You can actually wear clothes and be comfortable. I'm going to share some items that I think everyone needs as they are on a fitness journey to keep their transition from one size to the next. If you have these items in your closet, you can easily go down in size, or if you're trying to gain a little weight, you can go up in size. And having these wardrobe staples will they will just ensure that, girl, we are not constantly shopping, which is not a bad thing. But if you are like me and you kind of try to watch how much you're letting loose on that debit or that credit card, these staples will be perfect for you as you go through your fitness journey, and they are perfect for fall. So, number one, I love a jumpsuit. If you are like me and you kind of need the outfit to just outfit itself, you know, you don't want to have to put together a whole look, you don't feel like playing stylist, a jumpsuit was literally made for us, right? A jumpsuit in the fall is like the maxi dress to the summer, right? You can put on a jumpsuit, throw on some accessories, and girl, you're ready to go. It's very little effort involved. You're going to look great. Jumpsuits fit really great. And I have not seen a jumpsuit look bad on anybody. They look great all across the board. Now, if you want my advice on the whole jumpsuit thing, I always say if you're going to get a jumpsuit, go one size up, especially if you're getting a denim jumpsuit, which I have a denim jumpsuit. I absolutely love it. I always save my denim jumpsuit for last minute occasions. So if you invite me to go somewhere at the last minute, I'm not even going to stress over what I'm going to put on, I'm going to reach for that denim jumpsuit or something that's all black. But chances are I'm going to reach for that denim jumpsuit. I'm going to put on gold hoops, some black shoes, and we're out of the door because it looks great. It fits great. It's fashionable. I feel good in it. And I didn't have to stand in my closet trying to think about what I was going to put on. Right? So if you see that denim jumpsuit come across my Instagram more than once, girl, you just know that meant I had to get ready to go in a very short amount of time. And we're not gonna outfit shame me, right, on the internet because I Instagram myself in an outfit more than once. And don't we hate that a little bit? Internet culture has made it so that we all feel like we can't at least be photographed or presented online in the same thing more than once. And I kind of low-key hate that. But these are the times that we live in. These are the times that we are in. But anyway, yes, if you get a jumpsuit, get it one size up. That way, when you first get it, it has a nice, comfortable, loose fit. As you lose weight, of course, the fit will get looser, right? If your goal, however, is to kind of maintain weight or perhaps even gain a couple pounds, I like getting my jumpsuit a size up because that gives me room to gain weight, especially over the holiday season. It gives me room to gain weight, but if I am really about my business and I'm working out and doing all the right things and I happen to shed a few pounds, now my jumpsuit just has a more comfortable fit, but it looks good both ways. So if you get a denim jumpsuit, please consider sizing up because you just want it to have a more comfortable fit. If you get a jumpsuit and it's that polyester blend, silky material that pretty much everything is made out of now, if you get one of those, you can probably get one that's true to your size, get your regular size, because it's going to hug every single curve that you have and you kind of want that. That's the look we're going for. No matter what kind of jumpsuit you get, though, you want to make sure that you either get one that you can wrap around the waist, so it comes with like a little waist tie, or you want to get one that has like a built-in waistline on it so that your silhouette is already created for you. That is the beauty of the jumpsuit. You put it on, you accentuate your waist, girl, put on some gold hoops, and you are ready to go. The outfit literally makes itself. Like I said before, it is the maxi dress of fall. Everybody needs a jumpsuit. With that being said, there's nothing wrong with separates, especially if you're somebody that can put together outfits pretty easily and pretty quickly. That's not my ministry. I normally have to put looks together way before I need them. But if you are someone that can quickly put together an outfit, everyone needs dark denim in their wardrobe. The darker the denim, the better. You can dress up dark denim. You can dress down dark denim. Dark denim looks good on a rainy day. It looks good when the weather is perfectly fine. It can be worn with high heels, flats, boots, you name it. Put it on with a hoodie, put it on with a blazer, chunky sweater, whatever. Good jeans, as long as they are good jeans that are your right size, you cannot go wrong with having dark washes in your wardrobe. Now, when we talk about the sizing of jeans, you want to make sure that they comfortably fit. So if that means you have to get the waist taken in a little bit, by all means do that. Just remember that you can't reverse it. So once you get them taken in, girl, that's what size they are. But if you can find a really good jean that fits you really well, like right off of the hanger, get as many of those as you can at one time, especially if they're offering a really good sale, because jeans can be worn in so many different ways, and that's not anything groundbreaking. This is just a friendly reminder, girl, that let's not skip over those basic things that we should all have going for us in our wardrobes. I love a blazer for the fall. It's my way of opting to not put on a hoodie, which, is hoodie season, and it's so easy to fall into that hoodie because it's so cozy. And a lot of them are so cute now that the kids are wearing them all the time. But, since I am a lady of a particular age, sometimes I say to myself, Tia, when you're going to a parent-teacher conference, we don't want to walk up in there in a hoodie. We want to present ourselves like we actually are responsible enough to have a gaggle of children walking behind us. So I love a blazer. I think I almost have a blazer in every color but brown. I think that they create a nice silhouette for everybody. I love the fact that you can put it on with like a white t-shirt or a blouse, if you are more put together than I. But I love putting on my black blazer with a crisp white t-shirt and some dark jeans and calling it a day. I feel grown up, I feel put together, and I feel like I know what I'm doing, even though most of the time I'm winging it. At least I don't look that way. I look like, and you know what? When I posted a picture of myself going to the book fair on Instagram, I posted a picture of myself in a black blazer, some black jeans, and a crisp white t-shirt. And I actually had a friend message me and said, look at you, all covered up going somewhere. And I'm like, yes, girl, because most of the time I be out here too legit to quit in leggings and a crop top. But today I put on my grown-up woman clothes and I'm going over here to work the book fair for these children. So yeah, get you a blazer. The blazer says it all. It says we know what we're doing. We look great. If it's chilly, I'm warm. If it gets too warm, I can always slide this blazer off and my crisp shirt underneath is giving what it needs to give. Now, on the opposite end of that, I do really love a matching two-piece, and I know they're everywhere. You can get a matching two-piece set in literally any type of material with any type of pattern. You can get them at all different price points, and I love them. I love the monochromatic thing that people are doing now. You just want to make sure that it doesn't look too much like pajamas, right? We don't want to look like we're getting ready for bed. We just want to look like we didn't feel like getting all the way dressed up today. And there's a fine line and we have to walk it very carefully. So when you're looking for your matching sets, I really like the rich, warm, like jewel tone colors. I love a burgundy. I love an emerald green. I know that the neutral, like skin tone colors are popping right now. And if that speaks to you, girl, if I see you in your nude tone two-piece outfit, I'm not going to say anything. I just feel like sometimes they make us look a little naked. And I don't feel like that's the goal. When I'm out, I don't want to have people double taking, looking at me, trying to determine if I really have on clothes or not. I feel like the skin tone version of the two-piece set is more of like a pajama, a loungewear thing that we do at home. I'm not ready to be rocking that look out in public, but if you can do it, then, do it. But I just prefer like the warm colors. Give me like a good gold or a good, nice deep maroon, a navy blue, colors that are very fall friendly, but it elevates the look enough to make it look like we don't necessarily have on pajamas. So if you see a matching two-piece set, grab one. See how you like it. Now, the thing with the matching two-piece set too that keeps it from looking like we just didn't feel like coming out today, and I know somebody is not going to like it when I say it, but girl, try not to wear Uggs with that. I feel like Uggs have their purpose and they look great with certain things, but when we do the two-piece or like the loungewear with the Uggs, that to me says I got out of bed and then I came out over here to where I'm at right now. So if you're going to do the matching two-piece, we love a high top sneaker, which is also on my list of fall essentials. A nice high top sneaker. If you have some type of Birkenstock, cute suede fall type sandal, we love that. We just don't want to do the fuzzy house slipper look. I don't care whose name is on it. I don't care how much money you paid for it. I don't care if you saw them in the beauty supply store and they were only $2 and you were like, ooh, girl, I can wear this with so-and-so. You can, sis. But when we go out, though, we can keep our fuzzy shoes at home, right? Somebody's not going to like that I just said that, and it's okay. But, when we do the fuzzy slippers outside in the world, that just says something that I don't think we necessarily wanted it to say. So if you're going to do the matching two pieces, definitely consider rocking them with some high top sneakers. High top sneakers are an essential because it's what they say. They say, I want it to be comfortable, They say I didn't want to wear heels, but I also cared enough to not wear just a basic sneaker, right? It's something different about the high top sneaker that says I'm almost dressed up, but an hour from now, I'll still be able to stand up. So it's like I dressed up, but I didn't. But I'm still comfortable, so you can enjoy my presence a lot longer because my feet aren't going to be hurting, and I'm not going to be dying to get out of here in a few minutes because I decided to wear shoes that were going to hurt my feet. It's like I knew I was coming here, so I put on comfortable shoes that also look great with what I have on. A high top sneaker never hurt anybody. You can literally get those any and everywhere. My personal favorites right now are those, I don't know the real name for them, but they're like the 70s style high top Nikes that have the big swoosh on them. They come in so many different colorways. My best friend co-signed me getting a custom pair like last fall. Mine are black. Of course they are. Of course they're going to be black, but they're black. And I got my children's initials put on the back of them. And I love them. I love them. They look great with everything. And they're super comfortable. So, a pair of high top sneakers, every girl needs some. Find some that look cute and that work for you, and you cannot go wrong. Now, with that also being said, I think everybody needs a cute pair of combat boots, and it's taken me several years to find a pair that I'm happy with, and I feel like now I have a couple that I really, really love, and I can mix in with different outfits. They look good with skirts. They look good with dresses. They look good with jeans. They look good with those two-piece matching sets we just talked about. Everybody needs a pair of combat boots. Combat boots say to me, I could have worn Uggs, but I cared enough to put on something different, right? If you feel like you're going to reach for that other shoe, chances are a combat boot will rescue you from making that ultra comfy choice, right? And what I love about combat boots is they are also rain resistant. They are weather friendly. Nothing would bother me. And I'm not an UGG owner, which I feel like I should get a pair because I know they're comfortable and I know they're soft and I know they keep your feet warm. But what also kind of gets to me about the whole UGG thing is that what happens when it rains, ladies? Like, are we spraying these things? Are they waterproof? Like, what happens with that? I don't know. And I don't know if my personality is even shaped up for that. But I do know with combat boots, leather, we don't have those problems. We put on our shoes and we go. And whatever the day throws at us, we are able to handle it. And most of the time, when people see you in combat boots, whether it's the weather or a person, nobody tries you because they just give off a certain level of energy, right? Combat boots say, I'm serious about my business. I'm serious about what I'm saying. I'm serious about what I came to do. And especially, I know everybody's wearing masks now too. But if you can do a combat boot with some red lipstick, like, girl, the look serves itself. We don't even have to really have on anything, super fashionable. You could have on black leggings and a black t-shirt. But if you have that on with some black combat boots, girl, that's going to be my life uniform probably for the next, 160 days. That's what I plan to wear pretty often from here on out now that the weather is cooling down. So if you don't have a pair of combat boots, try to find some. Sierra, the singer, she has so much combat boot fashion inspo on her Instagram page. So if you're looking for ways to wear it or you're looking to see different styles of combat boots, you can go to her page. She has them. We don't necessarily need Sierra's prayer that she prayed for Russell, but we do absolutely want whatever prayer sis is praying for her leg workouts and her combat boot collection, because it's deep and she is my combat boot inspiration. So find some of those if you don't have any. Gold accessories. Gold accessories should be worn year round, but in the fall, I feel like they just hit different. And I don't know if that's because they're up against more warmer colors. We tend to wear those deeper, darker colors when the weather cools down. So they just pop a little bit different. But I feel like everybody needs gold accessories. I understand gold jewelry can be expensive, but I also understand, and girl, this is the tip everyone needs. You can go to Etsy and you can find all types of gold accessories that will look great on you. They don't fade. You can wear them in the water. You can wear them at the beach. You can wear them in the shower and nothing's going to happen. And when people are looking at you, they don't know where your gold jewelry came from. So just a tip, if you want to play around with gold accessories, for myself, I always like to do a good mix. So I have some stuff from Etsy that's like costume jewelry. And then I have my, we won't call it legit gold. That was the first thing that popped into my mind. Then I have my legit gold jewelry that, that's real, and I did my fingers like the little bunny ears. That's real. And people, girl, they don't know. So if you don't want to do the spending, go on Etsy, find you some gold jewelry, wear it, and pull your looks together, right? And then lastly, one of my favorite things to wear all year round, but certainly in the fall when the weather is just so perfect and it's so sunny, there's not a cloud in the sky, and you can feel the sun coming down on your face, but the weather is still cool enough so that you're not hot, but you still need to protect those eyes from the sun, is black sunglasses. Black sunglasses are so essential to everyone's wardrobe. Black sunglasses can cover a tired face. They can cover a sad face. They can just straight up just protect your eyes from the sun, which I think is their real purpose. That's the purpose they're supposed to serve. Black sunglasses are stylish. They are fun. They are very much so a needed part of everybody's wardrobe. The bigger the black sunglasses, the better, as long as they still fit your face. I would say this is one of the items that I highly consider people, investing in, because what we don't want is black sunglasses that lean to one side, or they have a missing nose pad, or the legs don't, sit on your ears just right. And so now they're crooked or whatever, Find a really good pair of black sunglasses that you love and invest in them. And when I say invest, I mean something that's nicer than what you would find at the beauty supply store, which is not bad. If you're going on vacation and you're going to be doing a whole lot of water this and water that, girl, get you some beauty supply sunglasses. So that way, if they fall in the water and you never see them again, you're good, But my really nice sunglasses never leave my car. They don't leave my purse and they don't leave my car. Because that's how much I love them. They mean that much to me, that I'm never going to put them in a situation where us would have to part. Me and my black sunglasses, us should never part. They are a look, they are a vibe, and they do for me what I need them to do. And I highly recommend everybody get a pair of just super cool sunglasses that make you feel like you could conquer the world. Black sunglasses also look good with a leather jacket. A leather jacket did not make my list because I don't feel like it's essential. I feel like, a leather jacket is something that people could have and they are nice to have, but they didn't make my top items for this particular list. So yes, good denim, good jumpsuits, blazers that fit really well, that look good on us, that hit our waist at the right spot, matching two-piece sets, especially if you can get them in longer sleeves. That would be ideal for this time of year. Combat boots, high top sneakers, gold accessories, and black sunglasses. Don't forget your red lipstick. Even underneath your mask. Sometimes I have to make a little tint for my lips if I have on lip color underneath the mask. Desperate times, right? So yes, those are my items for the fall. Remember, one of the ways that you can tell your body that you love it is by dressing it well, right? We don't ever want to be in a situation where we're waiting to lose weight, or we're waiting for a special occasion, or we're waiting for the weekend, or we're waiting for whatever to feel good in our clothes, or to dress ourselves in our clothes. A closet affirmation that I like to repeat to myself over and over again, especially when I'm getting dressed to go somewhere, is I look good in everything I wear. I look good in everything I wear. I look good in everything I wear. And that can be sweatpants and a t-shirt, or it could be, a super cute little black cocktail dress. It could be a jumpsuit. It could be jeans and a t-shirt. Whatever it is, just say that over and over again to yourself. When you're getting dressed, when you walk by yourself in a mirror, remember that showing up for your body, one of the ways you can show up for your body is by dressing it in outfits that you actually love, things that you want to wear. And when you do that, you are subconsciously reminding yourself that I look good today. Of course, I have a fitness goal and I would like to be whatever that goal is. But today, in this body that I am presenting to the world today, I look great. And I look great in this outfit, and this outfit makes me feel really good. Always wear the things you love. Dress your body like you love it. And it lightens your load. It makes you feel so much better, and you feel much better about yourself when you like what you have on. So shop, girl. Keep those packages coming to your front porch. I'm the friend that's going to tell you to buy the things. Buy the things if you love it. And sometimes I have to text my best friend too and be like, girl, should I buy this? And she always says yes. I don't think she's ever been like, no, girl, don't buy that. But sometimes we need a little push. So whenever you're feeling on the fence about, is this cute? Is this, girl, text your group chat and let them hype you up. That's what they are there for. Wear the things you love. Dress your body like you love it. We are going to make fall as fashionable as we always say it's supposed to be. Right. Okay, so an update on the whole waist trainer science project that we were doing. I think I have come to the conclusion that it is possible that waist trainers do work. But the extreme level at which you would have to wear the waist trainer in order to see those results are levels that I myself am not prepared to participate in. I feel like the women who are getting results from wearing a waist trainer are wearing those trainers probably for well over 8 hours a day. And I just don't see how. I don't see how they're eating and drinking water while being that compressed. I would love to talk to somebody about how exactly it is they went about getting results from it, how long they wore it every day. How were they able to just move through the day and and go through life being that compressed for that long. So I think both things can be true at the same time. For one, I think people really are having surgery. And two, I think people really are getting results from wearing a waist trainer. I just think that they are dedicated with wearing it at a level that I don't know if the majority of people will ever get to. I think you got to be super, super committed in a way that you're willing to be uncomfortable to get those kind of results. And I was able to make it about 4 hours. On a good day, I was able to make it about 4 hours wearing it. And that was it. So I don't think I was ever able to work myself up to 8 hours a day. And I certainly was never able to get to a place where I was completing workouts wearing the waist trainer. I still don't know how people are doing that, just because the one that I have, it's tight. It cinches you in so well that I don't know how people are like lifting weights doing that. Like, I'm impressed. If you got results from wearing a waist trainer, if you lost inches off of your waist solely from waist training and working out, you have definitely earned all of my respect, because girl, I don't know how you did it. Because mentally, I couldn't do it. At 4 hours, I would literally be like, oh my gosh, I have to get this off. almost to a point where like I couldn't breathe. Like, oh my gosh, I can no longer breathe. I have to take this off. So hats off to you girls. I'm glad that seems to be something that works for some people, but if it's something that doesn't work for you, know that you are not alone. I too could not bring myself to wear the waist trainer long enough to get a smaller waist. So yeah, so that science project is over. I'm starting a new project today. I am doing a fitness challenge with a friend of mine who was nice enough to share a workout program with me, and we're moving through that workout program over the next 30 days, and I'll be sure to share which workout plan we're doing and my results from it with you guys maybe in the next newsletter. I'm going to talk to her a little bit more about it and see how we want to go about sharing everything. But stay tuned for that because I'm pretty sure most people are familiar with who she got the workout program from. And I want to make sure I cover all of my bases before I share anything with that. But stay tuned for that. So now I think it's time for us to get into some thought bubbles, some of the random things that are going on with me in my life. So for starters, let's go to things that I have seen and read and engaged with on Twitter. Twitter was talking about the Bodyguard remake, and they were throwing around lots of different ideas for people who should be cast as the new Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston. May she rest in peace. And people really like the idea of Lizzo and Chris Evans, which I'm not hating on Lizzo and Captain America. I'm not. I think that could be a cute movie. I see it and I get it. However, if it was me and it was up to me who would be in it, y'all, don't you want to see like Kelly Rowland and Morris Chestnut as her bodyguard? So Kelly Rowland is a great actress. Like, I don't know if any of you have ever followed her acting career. She does Lifetime movies at Christmas time. They're always good. She was in a movie a long time ago called The Seat Filler. She was good in that. She's been in other things too that I've caught her in, and she's always good. Like, her acting, I think would be perfect for the role of the bodyguard. And I know somebody is going to say something about the music. Well, Kelly can give us whatever Kelly wants to give us. I love Kelly Rowland. I see her being more of like in this role. I see her being more of like a disco queen, which I think she's in talks to be the next Donna Summer in like the Donna Summer documentary or the Donna Summer biopic. So I don't know. I guess we would have to see how that is going to affect her role in The Bodyguard. But I would love to see Kelly Rowland and Morris Chestnut in the new Bodyguard. I think that could be everything that we would want it to be. And I personally would just love to see it. So Bodyguard remake, Kelly Rowland and Morris Chestnut. I was a Costco person, like a really big Costco person before we moved to Georgia. Mainly because Costco was always conveniently located to whatever army base we were stationed at. Costco was it for me. Costco gave me life. I look forward to going. I used to buy all the things, and I always enjoyed having a Costco membership. Where we live now, Costco is too far away, so I had to get a Sam's membership. And I was supposed to renew it like a couple weeks ago, and I didn't because I just kind of feel like I wasn't using it. Like, I still don't get what the hype is around Sam's. Yeah, I was getting trash bags and paper towels and toilet paper, that kind of stuff. But I'm like, do I really want to renew my membership just for those couple of things that I'm pretty sure I could get at Kroger? I was kind of going back and forth about it, but ultimately decided not to get it. And last week when we ran out of trash bags, I realized that the quality of the Kroger trash bag is not that of the Sam's trash bag. And I'm considering renewing my membership just so I can buy trash bags, which also just makes me kind of sad. That's part of being an adult that people don't tell you about, that some things will just be ridiculous. There won't be a real good reason for doing them other than something very small like, well, nobody else has these kind of trash bags, so here I am paying you $45 for the year so I can come in here and buy trash bags maybe, I don't know, 3 times a year, because the box is so big that you don't even end up going and buying them that often. So if you have a membership to Sam's, please tell me what you get out of there. Because yeah, I have yet to be impressed. I still feel like Costco is the superior buy in bulk store. I had the opportunity to take a pole dance class a week or so ago, and I wasn't sure what I was going to get from it. I wasn't sure what to expect. I know some people had written me on Instagram and told me it was going to be a good workout, and that they really enjoyed the classes that they were able to take. So I went into the class open-minded, expecting it to fully beat me down, but I was pleasantly surprised when I got there, and the class was so enjoyable. The pace was just right. It was very low impact, so I was able to keep up with what was going on. It was, in fact, so low impact that I probably could have done a workout before going to the pole class. But it was still good enough that it kept you fully engaged the whole time and you felt like you were getting a good workout as you were going through all of the moves. I was also expecting to be very, very sore at the end of the class, and I wasn't. I wasn't sore until like 2 days after the class, and then I could feel all of the muscles that got worked out. And I confirmed with my friend that went with me. I was like, girl, are you sore from that class? And she was like, oh, well, I wasn't sore the first day, but I was definitely sore the second day. But it was just so much fun. It was a completely new and different way of doing some strength training. I highly recommend, if you live somewhere that offers pole dance classes, I would take one. Now, again, I live south of Atlanta. So when I typed in pole dance classes near me, 1 million of them came up. There was literally more than 2 of them within 5 minutes of my house. So, I guess based on where you live, you may or may not have access to them. But if you type that into Google and they offer classes near you, I would definitely consider trying one out. The place that I'm going, they have pole dance classes, but they also have all types of dance classes, and they offer bar classes too. So I'm going to keep trying out different classes, and I may consider becoming a member over there, or I might just end up having to drop in because the way my schedule and my life is set up, I don't know. I might have to just continue to be a person that drops in, but the class was really good. And I highly recommend anybody try it at least once. I went and got a mani-pedi last week, and I think this was my first one since everything has happened. I think so. I don't remember going before this. When I mean to tell you that was the fastest mani-pedi that I have ever gotten in my life, I felt like, you know how it is when you drive through a car wash and you enter the car wash, they literally do everything they need to do to your car, and then it spits you out at the end. That's how I felt when I sat down for this mani-pedi. That woman, and she was one of the more senior ladies of the nail salon. When I mean to tell you, she sat me down, gave me the fastest pedicure I had ever had in my life, did my nails, which I didn't get like acrylic nails, or I didn't even get like a gel manicure. But I just got a regular manicure with painted nails. It was the fastest service. I don't even think I was in there for 45 minutes. I think by the time I sat down for her to like sit me at the drying station, maybe both services together were 45 minutes. But when I flipped through the little book they give you so you can pick out your pedicure, my pedicure alone was supposed to be 45 minutes. So I don't know if that lady was about to take her lunch break or if she was getting off from work or what it was. But I was like, okay, duly noted. If I ever need to be pushed through a system for a mani-pedi and I need to get in and out, this is the place for me to come. But if I want a more relaxing experience, I need to find somewhere else around here that'll do a good mani-pedi without rushing you. Like, she actually clipped one of my cuticles. I bled a little bit on my thumb, but I didn't say anything because, she was a senior She was one of the more senior nail techs in there. And she saw that I was bleeding, so I felt like I didn't need to state the obvious. I might have been a little intimidated by that lady. But yeah, so that was not fun, especially with it being my first one back. You always want that first one back to be just perfect, and it wasn't the experience I was looking for. So yes, I got the opportunity to try out the Peloton treadmill, and I absolutely loved it. And now I'm trying to figure out, what I got to do to make one of those show up in my house. It was the perfect size, so it wasn't super huge. Like the old Peloton treadmill was like huge. And I really couldn't see that one being in my house. But this one is like the best size. So like it's kind of compact, but not too small. The screen was a good size. I felt like it wasn't a loud machine. I feel like the price point is good. I think it's like $2,500, give or take. And because I'm already familiar with the Peloton platform and their level of service, I just know that having the treadmill would enhance anybody's at-home workout experience. I do have the bike. And I know people are like, well, if you have the bike, why do you need the treadmill? And that's I think you're either a bike person or a run person. Like, so you either love to cycle or you kind of don't. And I don't want anybody to take what I'm about to say the wrong way. But before I got the bike, I knew I was not a cycle person, right? I knew that I enjoyed cycle classes for the music and the atmosphere. So as long as the playlist is really good and the instructor is really good, I'm probably going to be happy to be there. With that being said, would I choose to attend cycle classes all the time for the primary way of me working out? Absolutely not. Like, I'm not going to say like, oh, every single day I'm going to cycle. That's just not me. I prefer to have the bike as like a filler. So I prefer to go to the gym. I really prefer to run and then do some type of strength workout. And then on the days where it's raining or I can't make it to the gym, or on the days where I've just seen online that there's a really good class with a great playlist, then yeah, let me hop on the bike. Like today, I'm going to do a bike ride with Alex because I saw online he did an R&B ride and I pulled up the playlist. It was incredible. So I'm going to do that ride. I like using the bike as a warm up. I like using the bike as a low impact or like active recovery day machine. I think the classes on the Peloton app are absolutely amazing. Everyone knows how I feel about Cody. I love him. I love him. I love him. But I think I'm just a treadmill person. And I think anytime you buy fitness equipment, it's always in your best interest to buy something that you absolutely are going to love and you're absolutely are going to use, because those machines are not inexpensive. They are truly an investment. So you want to make sure you're always buying something that lines up with exactly with what you want to do. And I felt like the Peloton treadmill, the new one, is truly perfect for at-home running workouts. And I know that the workouts offered through the app are great because I've done them at the gym before. So if you're looking for a treadmill, definitely consider the Peloton tread. Because I think the only other thing on the market right now that you can compare it to is the NordicTrack. And there are a lot of good things to be said about that NordicTrack treadmill. I won't get into all of those today, but if you're going to compare treadmills to one another, compare it to that one, because that's what I did. And ultimately, I'm coming back to the Peloton, and I might be biased because I'm already paying for those classes. So see what works for you, but take a look at that one if you are looking for a treadmill. And I think that's it for us today. I have spoken to people, if you were nice enough to message me about how often we can expect these episodes. I have spoken to people about that, and I think what we're going to do right now, we're going to stick to a monthly format, definitely over the holiday season, because, girl, I can't take on nothing else between now and the end of the year with the holidays and all that the holiday season entails. But I think in 2022, we can definitely expect more episodes a month. It truly would help me out if I knew what people wanted to talk about in the podcast. So if you ever have topics that you want me to discuss, or if you have a question for me that you would like for me to answer on the podcast, feel free to send that to my Instagram direct messages at Tia V Fitness. Over on Instagram, you can always email me at tiavfitness@gmail.com, and I would be happy to talk about those things either in the newsletter or right here if I can. So I really do appreciate everybody tuning in, checking it out, sharing it, liking it, and engaging with me here in this space. Because like I said at the beginning, I didn't know what to expect, and I was so overwhelmed with like all of the good, fuzzy, warm vibes that I got from everybody. So I truly do appreciate you. But yeah, that wraps up our second episode. If you see a woman out in these streets, make sure you compliment her, tell her her outfit is fire, tell her she looks good in that crop top, that her nails look good, her hair looks good, that she is a bright light in this world, because when you compliment and build the confidence of the woman next to you, you are building such a strong sisterhood in your community, and that is what we need more of. I hope everyone has an incredible day. I'm about to go pick my children up from school, so pray for me. I hope y'all have a great day, and I will see you next time, either on Instagram, in the newsletter, or right here at Tia's Table.